Hi, this is our fourth meeting for our module Introduction to Accommodation and Food and Beverage Operations. We already talked about accommodation on our previous meetings. Um, this time we will discuss the first food and beverage operations part. Um, we will talk about the food and beverage management, restaurants or operations, bar, and the catering. Um, for food and beverage management, this is the place where all the food productions, bakery productions, and all food and beverage service are held. If you go to a hotel, this is probably the one of the excited place to have, because mostly for food and beverage management they have more uh, employee working um, in the hotels. Sometimes they also have a full time, and then they also have a part time to work because of the total number of employee that they need. For the food and beverage management is led by the director of food and beverage. Um, he reports to the GM, to the general manager, and to make sure that all F&B departments working as supposed to. He also responsible for this kitchen, catering, banquets, restaurant, room service, mini bars, and lounge, bars, and stewarding. And we will talk about this in the coming weeks. Um, Food operations. Operation is mostly anything that have a contact with food. Some hotels, if you're working or you apply a job with some hotels, if you are handling food in good restaurant, they will check your health thoroughly. They make sure that the employee have a good health, because they have a contact with food, and the food eventually will go to the guests, so they will make sure that the employee have a good condition in health. um, Food operation is part of restaurants, banquets, coffee service, um, in-room dining, mini bars, lounge. And for restaurant manager is responsible to oversees restaurants, because one hotel they could have more than two and three restaurants. They also have a specialty restaurant. So it can be five, six, seven outlets leading by one restaurant managers, and he has help from two or three assistant managers. Bars, bars also in the big hotels. In a hotel, they can have three, four separate bars. It can be live bar, live music, or it can be karaoke bar. It can be also a club, like a discotheque bar. Um, they deal with a lot of beverages. Well, the beverages we um, can go from beers until go to the liquor and liquors, and also can go to the cocktail mixing drinks. And the profit percentage on beverage is higher than its food. We don't need to discuss this now. We'll talk about this when we talk about specifically about food and beverage. The responsibility of a bar managers include to make sure that um, all supply in any bars are fulfilled. Make sure the supervisors and waiters, bar waiter, bar waitresses working meet the guest needs. Yeah. Um, some other thing is it's important of the knowledge of the beverage. It's needed for this part of food and beverage, because it's a little bit specific. Some guests, they will ask a server, okay, I want to have red wine, or I'm eating pepper steak at the moment, or I'm ordering pepper steak, and I would like to have a wine. Can you recommend a wine? And what wine that is fit with this, and why? And then can I have this dessert wine, or can I have beers, and what kind of beers that's not low calorie or high calorie, and then so on. So it's really need a skill, knowledge of the people that work in food and beverage to be able to to uh, to help the guests. And sometimes it's not easy to find people that really have a um, willing or skill that the hotel needs. Um, when we talk about profits, the bar efficiency is measured by the cost percentage. Um, they make sure that their poor cost is between 16 to 24%, um, or from their prices. Um, they make sure also that the hotel bars are susceptible to the same problem as other bars. They make sure that all bars have the same service um, served to the guests. Make sure they're equal. Sometimes when you say, oh yeah, it's only karaoke bars, we don't need to deliver best service. No, it's not that way. You have to make sure that all the service are the same. Regardless, it's a lounge. Usually, lounge is more um, upscale guests that coming in. So you think that okay, then we have to give a first service. But in karaoke bar, no, because people is a little bit relaxed. But no, you have to be able to um, deliver a same service to the guests. This is a different type of bars. On my last slides there, if it's in the large hotels, there are several kinds of bar. Like I mentioned, some of this bar already mentioned earlier. Lobby bars, restaurant bar, um, surface bar, pool bars, mini bars. Mini bars is usually in the guest room. So if you stay in the hotel, in the room, in full service hotel, they have mini bars there, and they usually have small liquors or liquor or wine that plays in that bars. And this is also why we talk about technology. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, but before, people do this manually. So if someone use it and they just do manual charge, but now they have pads that easily they can just scan, or the minibar itself is very advanced technology, using advanced technology, so they know if the guests take anything from the bar, and it's just recognized, it's scanned automatically. Okay, it's taken Heineken, or it's taken Jack Daniels, for example. And every night it sends the informations to the front office, to the POS, point of sales, and at the front office. So it's and the guest is will see all the charge when they check out. That's a mini bars. And then we mentioned about nightclubs can be karaoke, and then sports bar. Also, if they're good event, World Cup or Euro or Champions League, this place will be packed. And again, if it's packed, people tend to drink a lot. When people drink a lot, it can go to a little bit rough, and then it's required to the bar manager knows, or even the bartender knows how to control this. If someone already drink too much, they need to know when to stop and when to call security if something happened, especially with for example, a football game. There are two teams playing, and then one is losing, and usually the losing supporters will be more rough, and it can get ugly. So it's important to make sure know how to handle this. Casino bars. We mentioned about casino is a gaming entertainment. Um, People drinks, and while they drinks, they play roulettes, they play blackjack, um, anything. So it can also have a big volume beverage required to this casino bar. Um, Catering and banquet bar. This is where I think I mentioned earlier of wedding. People have weddings. Depends on the country, but sometimes some countries you have only 100 to 200. And there are some country in Asia they have between 500 to 700 people coming in, and they want to have a bar open. So if it's small 100 to 200, probably one portable bar probably good enough to serve people coming in. They request, and then they make the beverage. But then if you're talking about 700 people to 800 or even 1000, then you may need 3 4 portable bars in whole ballrooms to handle these wedding functions. I think this is for now. And the next one, we will discuss the continue of the food and beverage operations, where we are gonna discuss about the back of the house, kitchen, room service, and stewarding. And thank you. See you later. Bye.